Please give it up for her.
What up? What up? What up, family? What's going on, people? Man, it's been a crazy week, man. It's been a crazy week. What's going on, family? I hope everybody's been good. Hope everybody's been good. Got a couple of people hanging out there, man. Thank y'all for stopping in. We in here doing our thing. Oh, man, let me go do this while I'm in here. We in here doing our thing. Missed you guys last week, man. Good Lord. We'll get into the craziness in just un momento. We'll get into the craziness on what happened. Nothing major, just didn't work, man. It wasn't, I ain't gonna say it didn't work. Let's say wherever I was is where I was supposed to be, I guess. I gotta trust that whatever was going on at that moment, I wasn't supposed to be doing anything else. So we'll definitely get into that. We got some cool topics to get into today. Kind of like those topics, so it's gonna be good conversation. I believe it's gonna be good conversation, man. I think we're gonna have some good conversation. Real talk. Let's make this bigger. There we go. What's going on, family? Y'all good, man? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? I'm in here messing with this thing, trying to get into the studio real quick. I need to click a button. I need to click a button. We need to click a button. Right here, public. Let's get that monitorization turned on. Which I'll be forgetting sometime. Lord. See. What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Man, how y'all dealing with this weather? How y'all dealing with this weather? Midwest, man, I don't know how far all that smoke went, but boy, we had to deal with that smoke last week. We had to deal with some crazy temperatures. I think I took a picture of the temperature. I never got a chance to post it. It was hot. Crazy hot, man. Crazy hot. Got out to do an event. I turned around on me. Didn't get a chance to execute the way I want to, man. I thought I'd get back on here and be able to go live with you guys, and well, that didn't go the way I thought it would. Where y'all at? Where y'all at, man? We're going to hold out until some folk jump in here, but we're going to be on here, man. Y'all got something to say, holler at your boy. You can just speak. Let's go. Whew. Been grinding. I was talking to AB about some stuff, man, especially some things I've been trying to put together for myself when it came to working out. And boy, look, I turned it into high gear this week. I know this week my body gonna be crying, but we pushing it. We in control of this flesh. Ha ha. We are in control of this flesh. This flesh don't control us. Yeah, I'm pushing hard, man. Arlington 4. Oh, this passed already. Yeah. It looked like it was a good event. I'm sitting here going through and looking at some of the stuff that happened. There was an event at Arlington Ford out here in the greater Chicago area, man. It looked like it was a good one, man. I saw some photos. Willie Brown in the building. Ford is bringing back the Boss 302, possibly. Wow. I did not see that one, bro. That's good information. I need to do some research on that one. I got something for you, though. I definitely got something for you, boy. You here out the gate running. I got something for you, man. What's going on, Willie Brown? How you doing today, man? Let me know if you know what. I had a good time with you on that live, man. If you want, bro, I can let you in the back door. Let me know, bro. Let me know if you in a place where you can jump in the back door, man. I wouldn't mind bringing you on. Real talk. Let me know. Nope, ain't forcing your hand. Just only if you're able. Ooh, that thing pretty. Man, they bring it back to Boss 302. Let me do a little look into this real quick. Ooh, 9,000 RPMs. What? High revving? Oh, that thing is gonna scream. I'm sitting here looking. I don't see anything. Oh, man, I ain't put everything. Good Lord. This doggone Bluetooth keyboard that be shutting down. You got to hit a few keys to wake it up, man. This thing don't always. Oh, there it is, huh? All right, well, this a video. I want to see the video. You know what I seen is rendering. Um, when they first started talking about, they actually talked about this Boss 302 last year. I did see a rendering of that. I'm trying to see. I've seen a couple of renderings of these, and it was always, the AI or exaggerated wide bodies. Um, but I'm curious to see what the real thing is going to look like. We never really know until somebody drops some real stuff. But it looks like what, 3 different packages too, huh? You got the base Boss 302, the Boss 302 Performance Pack, and then they dropped that R again for the track. Boss 302 R. This look like it's gonna be interesting. And they got another movie. Oh God, what is that movie? They got a movie coming out, man. I think that's gonna really bring out. It's gonna. I think it's gonna elevate. It's gonna be a great way to advertise and push Mustang on a whole nother level. What's going on, Mr. Sublime? This is Sublime in a building. It's going to be a really wow S650. Mm. How do you feel about that, Sublime? Well, actually, both of y'all, when you think about it, both of you guys are Mustang guys. One thing I did know, Sublime, you was looking at outside of the Ford base for another, race car. Let's just say race car. How do you feel about that new 302 falling down onto the earth, man? Different tastes for different folks. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I didn't know the S650 to be less desired for some reason. Are there common issues with the S650? I thought the S650 was a little beast, man. It had a little something behind it. They said that about the S550 when it launched. I'm just curious. I'm just curious, man. Man, we hitting the deck running. I'm curious now. I'm curious. Like I said, there is some information out here on it. I'm I want to see where it goes. I want to see this thing come to fruition. Um, I'm curious to see what it brings to the table. That's right. I was looking for that movie. There's a movie coming out, and I cannot think of the name of it off the top of my head. But oh, I think he sent it to me on Facebook. Let me see if it's on this device. Was the guy Nielsen? Liam Nielsen is going to be in it, and he pushing. We already know how much how much garbage came with the 650 two table tablet dash. Punched up the nose. Camaro body line. Why we hating on this? Didn't like that 650. However, it's starting to grow on me. I kind of like it. Why you don't like it? Does it? Let me ask you this: does it not look like a Mustang enough? That's what we going with? Kind of like it. I seen somebody also replace that double tablet with one big tablet. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't understand what's wrong with it. I kind of like it, man. I still kind of like that. I like the body style. I think it's an evolution. I think it's a pretty decent evolution. They're not going away. Not the 550. No, I'm talking about the 650. I, I, screens are, we're going to get more and more screens. Screens aren't going away. I mean, you got to think, look where we are in this technological age. And I respect that. I think that, like, like Willie Brown said, man, different strokes for different folks. I think that in some instances, some people are going to just like what they like. Some people just like what they like. Well, I say that, about if I had to put it in perspective with the vets. Hated C4, love C7, really, really like C6, like C5, love C3, C1, C2. They both are really nice. You could take them or leave them. They just cost too much and don't give me the ride that I would want right off the bat. And the C8 is cool. I think the part about C8 that's getting me right now is where they're going is becoming more interesting. And we're gonna get into that. There's some things about those things that's going taking it to the next level, man. At some point, you are talking about sports, taking the sport out of the sport car. You think that the dark horse takes the sport out of sport car? I think it's evolving. I think the pony car is evolving, man. Sport cars are changing. They got people that, think about the generations beyond us that look at and remember Mustang when they first came out and still wondering why they look the way they look now. They think they're too curvy. Not to mention GT500. has a digital gauge that everyone loves. That's true. And I'm gonna tell you what's probably gonna happen. It's cheaper. It's gonna be absolutely cheaper to do screens than it is to do the gauges. Not only that, but they're easy to swap out if necessary. So I think it's gonna be way cheaper to do the screens. What's gonna happen? You're gonna have a digital screen that look analog. I just don't think they're gonna get rid of them. At the end of the day, it just matters of. It's just a matter of facts, big time. People gonna buy what they like and get what they like. I guess it just is what it is. The 500 has in a cluster, not a flash screen. True, but I think they can mimic clusters. It's just they're not going anywhere. I just don't believe they're gonna be there, man. Agrees. Cars aren't being made to appear to guys our age anymore. No, man, it's not. They're evolving. They're evolving. These cars, they're making these cars so that the next 10, 15 years, people are going to still love them. Out. Because they got to think about what's going to be out tomorrow. They can't just look at what happened in the past. Now, they use history. We learn from history. We learn from what the cars used to look like to evolve into where we are now. Yeah, I just don't. It's not going backwards, man. It's not going backwards. It's not going backwards. Yeah, it's just it's the space that we in. I got some cool. I think some of these topics, man, that we're gonna dive into. I think touch upon some of this stuff. I can't believe right now, man. I can't believe how much I have on Corvette right now. Like I got a lot on Corvette. Like there's a lot going on in the C8 space right now. And some things that I just discovered just recently that brings a whole nother taste to the table too. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Definitely gonna be interesting moving forward. Yeah, so I think that I agree with you. I think because the new interior layout, I love the C8 new interior layout. As a matter of fact, I like it better than the previous gen. I love the way it sets that screen so that it's not taken over. It's a screen in the car. It's true infotainment. It sits where it's supposed to sit. They got rid of that waterfall of buttons. I think the new interior looks really, really good on the new C8. And that's going to be across all of the C8s. It's going to be across the Grand Sport, the Stingray, the any new Z06s that fall out of the sky, the Z. I mean, I'm sorry, ZR1, ZR1X. All of those guys are going to fall within. They're going to have that same interior. So the new it's a mid-season refresh of interior, which is going to be incredible. So everything coming out right now from the Grand Sport next year is going to be for the Stingrays. It's going to have that new motor, plus coupled with the interior. To me, next level. And something else is falling out as an option with that as well. Now, and the only thing I don't know if it falls within now we'll talk about that in a second. On that note, yeah, but I mean it's gonna. So we don't know what that looks like. Let me ask you this: do you think they're gonna slide it into the S650 platform, or is it possible that it's gonna have its own look? That's gonna be interesting. Organize this. $650. In regards to the fastback pull. Yes, indeed. I want to see what it looks like. I'm very, very curious to what that one's going to be, man. It's gonna. I didn't know that was coming out. First of all, I didn't know they were serious about it. I remember seeing posts on the 302 last year, and of course, again, the remnants of it. I would agree with you. So here's the thing. So let's get into. I want to get into some of this anyway. Here's the thing. So the Grand Sport, right? They've been rolling Grand Sports out, and a few people have been getting their hands on it. Paradigm has gotten their hands on a Grand Sport that they're working to play with. As of recent, I learned that the vet has unlocked the transmission, so now they're able to do transmission tuning. Recently, in the past, they couldn't touch the transmission. They was only able to tune performance from under the hood, not from the tranny, which is quite interesting now because once they are able to start playing it with shift points, it changes the game a little bit more. They can become a bit more sufficient with the quality of launches, of long passes, how that thing shifts and what it does. So I'm very, very interested to see where they land with that. But nevertheless, Paradigm went out and did just regular street pulls, right? 0 to 60 on a Z06, a Grand Sport, and an E-Ray. How y'all think that turned out? Tell me what y'all think. And we talking Grand Sport naturally aspirated. Naturally aspirated 6.7 liter. The Z06 naturally aspirated 6.2. The E-Ray has no, and it's not 6.2, 5.5. Flat plane crank. And then E-Ray took from right off the giddy up. E-Ray ran with it. That's number one. And then came in second, 0 to 60 was that Grand Sport. And that's not the X. That's a 0 to 60 Grand Sport on not a prep track, on the street. They same conditions. They say the conditions were the same. I'm telling y'all, man, that Grand Sport is going to be a beast. Yeah, I agree with you because I think that 0 to 60 is how well you hook. And a lot of these cars that has all-wheel drive, they can hook and get out the hole fast. That was the thing with the Stingray. The Stingray was able to get the 0 to 60 quite quickly. And that was it. Then it fell on its face. It fell on its face just at 100. It couldn't do nothing. It was hardly anything after that. And as a matter of fact, it petered out. It didn't just it petered out over that time frame. I think that 60 to 130, I think that's a true test of that grit. It's where the C7 shine over the C8 It can't get out the hole as fast as the C8. But man, once we rolling, it's over. See, the C806 doesn't have the torque. That's when the torque start really playing a role. And the C706 doesn't have that weight in so that it has the traction to get out the hole. 60 to 130 is a whole nother ball game, man. 60 to 130 is that's why I had all my fun with the Teslas that want to slide up next to me. Just finished watching the Wisconsin show, Porsche going crazy. Yeah, man, that was a good show, man. That was a really, really good show. It was hot. It had to have been about 10, just probably north of $10 million worth of cars out there. I would say about $10 million worth of cars that was rolling in and out. Not a big parking lot, but they had some heat. It was hot and they had some heat out there. Real talk. That was a great show. Definitely going to be going back to hang out with those guys. He need more power. Really? For C701? Nah. I could get C701 power out of Zeus. All I got to do is play with it. I ain't got to do that. I don't think it's necessary. I can get close to that power with just by tuning, and I can get to, what is it, 751? I can get there with just tune and pulley. I don't have to go through buy, and that's, we talking what, 6-7 grand, maybe 6 grand to get there. And you know what ZR1s cost? Oh my God. I don't want it just for the name. If I had a ZR1, I would want it for the performance. If I want it for the performance, just buy the performance. I can get the performance out of Zeus without hurting Zeus. And here's a key. ZR1s take it to the next level. Traction becomes an issue every time. Traction is an issue with the Z06, C706. So going to the ZR1, traction become a bigger problem. I'm not chasing just after the horsepower and the big numbers when it comes to that. But if I wanted ZR1 power, bro, that's a pulley, tune, intake, and we there. Probably intercooler just to make sure I'm in a chiller, making sure I'm just not going too far beyond when it came to heat. Yeah, man. But nah, I don't see the benefit of spending. Right now, I think my car is worth somewhere in between 60 and 70. ZR1s, they still 6-figure cars. Doesn't make sense to me. For what you can get for a C7 ZR1, I could probably buy 2 Z06s. It doesn't make sense to me. I can't do it. Z06's prices have been going up a little bit, but they're not as significant as a ZR1. The almighty ZR1. They're a whole different ball game, man. They are a whole different ball game. All right, brother. Come back, dude. How old I when I got my first car? 15. I think I was 15, 14, 15. 15 when I bought my first car. Chevy Nova. 350 small block. It was red and rust. It needed a head. So we had to take the motor apart and put a head on it. Save whatever little money I was hustling to get and bought my first car. 15 years old. 2 types of speed: quick, fast, and sheesh. Yes, sir. I think, and here's the crazy part. I think that the new Grand Sport X is going to be pretty close to sheesh. I think it's going to be close to sheesh. I think it's going to be a supercar killer. Do I get upset if my car gets scratched? I don't like seeing scratches on my car, especially nothing that I did. You know, you come out and find something on there, and that's the reason why I don't let other people wash my car. Because when I wash my car, I get to see and know everything that's going on with it. I don't like scratches on my car, especially if I can afford it. Avoid it, should I say. I don't like scratches on my car. I don't like swirl marks. So I'm very meticulous about washing and with protectants that's on the car. I don't like it, man. Not at all. Is a Dodge Viper a numbered car? Depends on which one it is. When you start getting into the rare Vipers, yeah, you can find numbered cars. Every car can have a numbered car depending on whatever the spec is and how rare that spec is. More rate than, let's see. Also, are Vipers more rare than? Yeah. It depends on the Viper. It depends on the Viper. I'm gonna say as a whole that I'm sure they probably, and I don't want to draw any assumptions. I would believe that they made less Vipers than they made 01s. And that's got to be what, Gen 5? Let me see. And it depends. Well, I mean, the C7, you talking, it depends on what generation of Viper you're talking about also. If you're talking about the last gen, the most recent. IS in the building. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get an idea of numbers, right? I'm curious about 5th gen and how many they made. All right, let's see. And here's a key also. And the reason why I say I'm not sure, you got to realize the C7 ZR1 is a 1-year car. It only came out in 2019. So C701. Oh wow. Oh wow. So got my answer. And something I never looked up and now I know. So when it came to the comparing the 5th gen, and I'm only going to 5th gen Viper. 5th gen Viper spanned across 2013 to 2017, right? The ZR1 was created for 1 year only, and that's the 2019 model year. To answer that question, what's rare is the Viper. The Viper made a total of 2,427 Gen 5 Vipers over production years between 2013 to 2017, while Chevrolet produced 2,953 ZR1s in 1 year, which might not be which is not that surprising because I mean, if you look at how many C8s they throw out there, they throw them out there, bro. They throw them out there. So if that answers your question, the Viper would be more rare, even over a 4-year run. Still much more rare. I want to do SEMA this year. I do want to do SEMA this year. I told myself I was going to chill out a bit this year, and depend on how I finish up the third quarter will determine if SEMA is an option for me. I had to revamp, oh my God, my strategy in trading, because this volatile market is goofy. It's a beast. I'm not going to hold you. So my plan is so I'm changing my strategy of trading. I'm no longer looking at the smaller charts. I've started looking at the larger charts. I'm looking at being in trades probably about a day, 24 hours now, as opposed to 30 minutes, which also keeps me from sitting in front of the computer for crazy times. I'm learning now how to be a better manager of my time when it comes to trading. Um, I'm actually setting alarms. I'm watching larger charts. I'm waiting for price to hit a certain point before I go back and look at it. So I set alerts. I'm not in there all day, every day anymore. I used to sit in there in front of the computer for an hour and a half. I'm not doing that anymore. Now I set my alerts and I jump in when I need to. Yeah, man, I keep you posted. I definitely keep you posted. Mr. Johnson in the building. What's going on, Mr. Johnson? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I think what I might do, I'm a preload just to set myself up and put in register or request a media pass, which it doesn't cost anything. I can just go in under the YouTube channel and then go from there, and then see if I can get access that way. Everybody else I've known that's going through the process has gotten in. So I think what I'm gonna do is that right off the bat, get my acceptance, and then figure out what happens from now until then. Because if I find myself going, then it's all I have to do is worry about transportation and lodging. I wouldn't have to worry about paying to get in. And I probably wouldn't have to pay to get in, with all the people that I know already that will cover me. I know Crown would definitely cover me if I was going. Paul would take care of me. Um, so that's not the case. I think part of it for me is trying to wrangle my mindset when it came to my focus and what I'm supposed to be focused on right now, and that is hitting my goals, which I have. I'm a little bit behind on, but we working on it. I did start some new stuff. Oh my God, it's one thing. Man, I got something else spinning. I got so many plays that I'm working on right now. Whoo! Listen, bro. Let's just say I'm definitely not sitting over here sitting on my hands, not by any means. Yeah, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Get that algorithm popping. Let people know that we out here doing this live, and that maybe some other folk need to come check it out as well, man. Put it in the rotation. Man, let's go. My guy. Man, let me tell y'all, man, I had a good time hanging out with my brother Willie Brown, bro. It is super dope to run across people, man, that are so similarly like-minded. It blows my mind sometimes. I'm talking not just car stuff. No, we talking foundationally, what makes the man. And I never hold it against him that he a Marine. But when I tell you, man, solid brother, man. Solid brother. And no fluff. You know what I mean? You talk about, you don't get all the foolishness, you don't get all the fake and phony. You just get a real dude, man. And it was super refreshing, super dope, brother, man. I appreciate you, Mr. Willie Brown, my brother from another mother. Good people, man. Good people, man. Look, man, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna get some of that dirty spaghetti. Bro, I appreciate you, man. You helped us out, man, to make that live what it was. And you impressed upon everybody. Like, everybody was still talking about Willie Brown after you rolled out, dog. It's good to have good people around you. When you bring that level of impact, it's different, bro. It's different. Not everybody bring that to the table. Everybody don't bring that to the table, man. And I appreciate it. Let me just let you know right off the giddy up. I appreciate it. Nobody else appreciate it. I appreciate it. Man, listen, it's a hit. Like I told you, bro, if you want to jump on, I got you. If you in a position where you could, you are welcome, brother. You are definitely welcome. Ooh, oh, knocking this up over. Absolutely welcome, bro. And I'm gonna look into those media passes, and then I'm sure I can get 2 people in on them. So that's the plus. That means we get in early. We get in and see roll in. We can stick around and see roll out. We can film before the people get there. And that's like fire. Being able to get in and move around before all the crowd gets in. To me, that's the win. That's the win when you have those media passes, man. Not having the, it's man, when you're in those spaces and you're trying to film, one of the biggest pet peeves that I have that really gets under my skin because, again, people have their own agenda. They're doing their own thing. But, bro, when people walking in front of my shot, golly, bro, it drives me nuts. But they don't see that. Unfortunately, they don't. Appreciate you. Hey, man, whenever you welcome, dog, listen. I ain't forcing your hand, man. I'm just letting you know you welcome. You are absolutely welcome. Not forcing your hand. Brace yourselves. I hope y'all ready. Mr. Willie Brown be bringing something a little bit different to the table, man. Nah, he gonna bring something very familiar, and I think that's the part I like. He gonna bring something very familiar. Yes, sir. What is this thing doing? Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Man, so what else did I want to get into, man? Oh, I wanted to show y'all that video, bro. That part tripped my head out. Again, when you see it, it's like, that's crazy. Like most of the things we see these things on the track, and the track is whatever. But when you just on the street, it's you just on the street and in real life conditions. You're on the street in real life conditions, man. That's when you see it all. That's when you see the truth. And this right here, I saw this video. I was like, wow. Let me show y'all, man. We're gonna bring this from the beginning. True. Y'all see these numbers? This is the Grand Sport. This is the Z06. This is the E-Ray. And looking at late model LMS, bruh. And what they're doing with an E-Ray, man, it makes the E-Ray seem so interesting, especially if you were looking at getting some added performance, doing some modifications. They got E-Rays that's doing borderline 0-1 numbers, and it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Makes the E-Ray that much more interesting to me. The challenge that I have with the E-Ray is that it has that old dash. That's the only. It's got the old interior. That's the only thing. It don't make any E-Rays with the new interior. That is the downfall for me. New black wing. Ooh, really, really. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have a conversation mostly about Corvette. Let me look at this Cadillac that's coming out now. I like black wings. I like black wings. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still want a 4th gen CTSV. Still want one. Still want one. Ooh, get a second generation. I am interested in that, my guy. Of course, we don't know what it's going. We don't know what it looks like. That's the part that sucks. See, I want to see some pictures. Still going to be rocking. Look like it's still going to be rocking a 6.6. Oh no, 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 no. The Cadillac will be using the new LS6 6.7. I'm telling you, boy, that 6.7 liter gonna be everywhere. And I believe Camaro is gonna get that motor. Camaro's coming back, and I bet you Camaro's gonna get that motor. Watch. Watch. That 6.7 is about to change. I'm telling you, it's gonna change the landscape, man. And when you think about what it's doing naturally aspirated, which is like 530, but that sound and the possibilities for more, I want to say it is a forged by the men, so it's ready for force there. This gonna be a monster, man. This gonna be a monster. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Ooh wee. Speaking of monsters, have y'all heard what else is about to fall out the sky under the Corvette umbrella? Hmm? Hmm? Have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? Corvette is offering an opportunity for you to go and order a car that is going to eclipse the ZR1X in power. Corvette in the C8 platform is reintroducing the Yanko CS. They're going to be a Yanko CS Corvette, guys. Two different packages. 1,000 horsepower package and a 1,564 horsepower package that you can go to Corvette and order in a Yanko. Now, here's the downside, in my opinion, not to most probably, but the downside will be that it's on the Stingray platform. The stage 1 and stage 2 will be on the Stingray platform. So you're limited to the slim body on a stage 1 and stage 2. Now, stage 3, as you start to notice, guys, electrification has been the stage 3 for most of these cars. The stage 3 of that Yanko will be built off the E-Ray platform. So you will be able to get the Y body on the stage 3 platform. Stage 1 and 2 Stingray, stage 3 will be E-Ray with the Y body. Man, this thing is gonna have, oh my God, dual clutch transmission, 9 to 8 dual clutch transmission, auxiliary power injection, and full E85 flex fuel compatibility. Excuse me. This thing is gonna be crazy. This is going to be nuts, and this is something that you don't have to build yourself, man. You go and order this. It's gonna have the Yanko insignia on the side of it. Let me see if I can pull this off. Pull this up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Yanko insignia on the side of it on a C7 Stingray platform, man, making that much. This is gonna be crazy. This is going to be nuts. I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like. This is gonna happen, man. This is real. Look at this. Twin turbo on, oh my God. It reminds me of some of the stuff that some of these guys are already doing. But now you get to do it from Chevrolet with a warranty. And if you're going to see the stage 3, you have the luxury all-wheel drive and 1,500 horsepower, dog. This is crazy. 1,500 horsepower. Whoa. Yeah, man. You talking putting the ZR1X, which again, still a production car, to shame. Yeah. Yeah. That C8 platform, man, they are doing some incredible things with it. And it's they're making it so that this thing, when I say they're gonna put their stamp on the impact that this car does to the car community, they're doing it. They're doing it. What do you say? 10 different colors that you're able to get this thing in. Yeah, I'm whoa. Oh, okay. Phew. I thought I saw something else, guys. I'm sorry. They were basically talking about the lineage of this car, and they talk about when they first came out with the Copo ZR1 back in '69, as it made its way and basically transitioning and showing how they evolved all the way into the Yanko C8. So, whoo! I was about to say they coming out with a Copo. What? Interesting story. I'll tell y'all an interesting story, man. I don't know if I told this. I may have told y'all this story, but me and my wife was, when we were looking for this house, our last house up here. We were driving around and, we was looking at different stuff. We came to the conclusion at one point that we wanted to build another house. So we was going to build a house. We looked into this community called Thousand Thousand Oaks, um, in Richmond, Illinois. What I liked about this community, it was all these estate style is a state style subdivision. So every house was able to have maybe 1 or 2 acres. So you didn't have just these little bitty lots, nobody on top of each other. No house was just right there. You know what I mean? So all the lots and houses were spread out pretty decently, big lots. The homes were customizable, from everything to adding all kind of tech, smart tech to the houses, to being able to add an elevator, or you can have your house prepped for an elevator. Like if you didn't want to get the elevator right now and you're going to be there for a while, you can have it pre-spec for an elevator so that you can get the elevator installed later. So they had a lot of really cool stuff in the houses, right? We went there one day to go and start, talking, seeing models, and start talking about what direction we wanted to go with a house. We went to the main office. If you guys have ever been going through the process of building a house, especially something that comes from a customizable prefab company, not just the prefab cookie cutter joints. None of these were really, really cookie cutter. Like I never saw no two of the same houses in the subdivision. Um, so we go in and we're, going over there to start talk about what do we want our house to look like and what kind of things, what's available to us, so we can start mapping it out so we can see how much we're going to be spending on a house based on our budget. And then the lady that was running the office wasn't there. So we was like, man, thought she was going to be here. Let's cruise around a bit. So we just started riding around, looking at some of the units, some of the models, some of the properties, just checking out the neighborhood. And we came across this house that just had a ton of cars. It looked like a car show in the community. So we pull up I'm pulling up to his house, and I stopped. I'm like, ooh, Lord, I'm looking at all the heat in the driveway. This was just the house, man. It looked like a car show at a house. So the guy came outside. He said, "Hey, how's it going? You guys are new to the community?" I was like, "No, no, no. We're actually looking to build here." I said, "But man, y'all look like y'all got a car show over here. It is awesome." He said, "Oh man, yeah." He said, you guys are going to build here? Y'all looking to build here? Are you guys looking for?" And I can't remember the lady's name. Have you guys talked to her name? He's like, "Yeah, we went to the front office looking for him. We didn't see her." Or the model house where everybody set up. And he said, "Oh yeah, she's in the backyard." I'm like, really? He said, "Yeah, come on in. You guys can come and hang out." I'm like, cool. Man, we jumped out the car. We end up staying at that place for probably about 2 hours at that dude's house. Absolutely nuts. Had a great time. Um, all the people, like the community, most of the community was there. Not a lot of people had houses over there yet, so it was small. But all the people that were social were at his house. We had a good time eating, just having a great time. The good guy gave me a tour of his house, his garage. If you think about what his garage looked like, he had across. When you look at it from the front, it was a four car garage. Right? He had two single bays, and then he had a double bay. So you could pull cars like that, and then the double bay, right, was tandem. So it was 2 cars wide, 2 cars deep. He had a lift in the back, and he had a toolbox that looked like it covered that entire wall. It was absolutely huge. As I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my Camaro, his white car." I'm like, "Bro, this is a race car." I said, "Is this a Copa?" He said, "Well, it's not officially a Copa. I built this car. It built it, after the Copa." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, the dude ran the Copa division for Chevrolet, for GM." I'm like, "Word?" I'm like, "This is who I'm talking to. This dude ran that division." I'm like, "Wow." So I'm talking to this guy, having a great conversation. He pulled a car out and everything. This thing, it's a race car. I mean, if you know about Copa Camaro, Copas were cars that you can buy built for the track, but you couldn't drive them home. So if you bought a Copa Camaro, you had to trailer it home. It's not a street legal car, right? And he had one sitting in his driveway that he built himself. And he built it, from a guy that's coming from the Copa division. Is a Copa for a fraction of the price. It's not officially a Copa because it's because of what comes with buying a Copa Camaro from Chevrolet. He built his car. Absolutely crazy. But that was a crazy experience. I got to meet the guy, ate at his house, hung out with him in his backyard that ran the Copa division for GM. Absolutely crazy, man. It's crazy how you can end up in places, man. I meet some interesting people everywhere I go. And it's quite interesting. It is quite interesting. Yeah, man. So having that Yanko come back from Camaro and just some of the cars that had the Yanko badge. Nova used to have a Yanko badge. There was a Yanko Nova, man. That was, God, one of the last ones I've seen. Well, it wasn't the last. One of the ones I've saw was I actually saw one in person. Yanko Nova. Or was it the Chevelle? I can't remember. Nova. Yeah, I did see it. It was a Yanko Nova that I saw. And you got to think, Yanko, let me see. They made, oh God, and I saw Yanko Nova, and it wasn't a replica, it's a real deal. Yanko Novas, they only made 38 of them. That's crazy, huh? They made 38. That is bananas. I saw one. Saw one up here in this area since I've been up here. I have been fortunate enough to see a lot of really rare and different stuff being up here. The part that really gets me when you think about it is that start getting numb because you see so many, man, of the unique stuff that is no longer unique. It's common. You know, it's the guys that you just around on a regular basis now at meets. Now, most of the car events I go to, it's like a little mini, what you up to, what you doing now, or what you did lately. What else did you buy? It's you're not a first time looking at these cars no more. So it feels and hit different. You know what I mean? It feels and hit different. Um, it's not bad, it's just different. And I love the fact that, you can get out there and have a good time and meet these people, but I hate to say it, it's numbing. It gets numbing, unfortunately, to the point where you don't look at them all the same. That's why when I film, a lot of times I'm so programmed now to look for the stuff that either I haven't filmed before or something that's unique and different. Because it's so easy to look at some of the same stuff over and over and over again because that's the things that are out there. Now, like going to that Porsche event, um, having a Huracan out there in the Gallardo. I mean, although cool cars, they don't grab your attention. In my opinion, I thought that white Camaro was far more interesting than those two guys. Not Camaro. It was a white Trans Am. What's going on, bro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought the white Trans Am was much more interesting. So you start seeing these things over and over again, and it just gets tough to appreciate. I guess the hard part. I mean, even now, I know what I told myself that I wanted to get next, um, and I still wouldn't mind getting my Porsche. But I started seeing some other things that catch my attention a little bit different. So who knows? I'm not going to even say what's the next car because I'm already flip flopping and looking at other stuff that is quite interesting to me. You get it. You get it. Depending on where you are in the community, you're going to find that in some of these instances, they are. They're everywhere. And, and over time, I had this conversation. So I took one of my, um, one of my little bros, a guy that I just took an interest in from church, young man. He just graduated from college. He has entered the workforce. So he's, taking the steps he was supposed to take as a man. He did his part. Now he's, a working contributor to society. And I took him to the Iron Gate. So I went to Iron Gate. I had every intentions on filming, but I was so interested in his experience that I didn't pick up the camera every time. So we were talking and we were actually engaging and talking about what we were seeing and the stuff that was around us. We had some very unique experiences. We went to um I showed him which was my favorite garage. We stopped in, just giving him perspective. And he's looking at the garage. He was just enamored at it. Cause this is just for cars. It's like people don't live here. It's like just for cars. Like, yeah. So we went to another garage that had an open house. They're showing it open house where they're selling it. Someone is selling their garage. And this garage, and to try to give them perspective, you walk around, we able to walk in there. Although there's like quarters, living quarters, you're not supposed to spend, you're not supposed to buy this thing to live in. Right. That's the the rule, and I believe it's because of the insurance. You have cars that live inside of a structure. I don't just think that they can live in them, right? A wooden structure, frame structure. So I don't think they can live in them because there's risks. But it's 3 stories, base level, second level. It had like a rec area, had a um, pool table set up, a little bar over here, patio. There was a wine cellar sitting on this floor. Then you go up on the main floor. There was like a no lounge area. They had a bedroom area. They had bathroom laid out. Everything you need in the bathroom. Boom, boom, boom. And we come down, and we're not talking. We're not talking like 6,000-7,000 square feet. Nah, we're not talking that. We're talking, probably half of that. And this thing was $1.2 million. And it's crazy. To me, it's just absolutely nuts. And I believe the guy, whomever's selling it, is selling everything in it as is. But it's still, it gives you perspective about what people are able to do with money, especially some of these guys that have 6 or 7 cars in these garages. Some of not all garages have that many cars. I would say a good average number of cars that are in these garages are 3 to 4. 3 to 4 cars, which in my opinion, I think that's good. If for me to build a garage on one of my property, if I could have a number of cars I would like to add, it would be no more than 3. No more than 3. And I think that I'll have a really cool collection. And no, let me back up. A drivable collection. It can't be just a collection if I'm not driving them, because I don't want cars that I'm gonna sit on and just wipe on and they never see daylight. We're gonna drive these things, man. That's what they meant to do. They're meant to be driven, and that's what I want to do with them. So that experience I had with him, man, it was dope. Giving him perspective about what it is to, especially for him, and he's in an industry where if he stays there and do what he's supposed to do, he can see the probability of making really, really good money. And what he saw there is just an example of what big money can buy you. Not necessarily what anyone should do with big money, but it's what big money can buy you when you have access. Excuse me. Had a great time there. Like I said, did not film like I should have. I still have some photos and some videos, and I'm gonna probably put something together and put out. I think I just might just do it as a short or a reel on Instagram. Um, but yeah, man, it's just some of the things that you get a chance to get out and see and explore. We went to one gentleman's. We walked in this one garage. It just had an entirely different feel, man. It was so refreshing. He had like live grant plants on the wall. God, I wish I could. I do have images of that. I do have images of that. What phone did I use? Did I use this one? He had, live plants on the wall. It was just his garage felt. Yep, I do. It's on this one, so I can share these pictures. I can pull them up. His garage felt different. It had a different vibe. It felt different. Um, and was funny, man. As we're looking around, we got invited to go upstairs. Like nobody else. I've seen no one else go upstairs in this man's place. But he invited us. I have no idea why he picked us to go and look at his upstairs, where he and his wife were up there hanging out, as everybody, looking down on all the people that's coming to check out his garage. But he invited us up. And it was it was good, man. It was a little bit of a blessing, in my opinion, because he didn't have to do that. And I noticed some things about the space that just also made it feel different. But he didn't have to do that, and he did, and it was cool. Like, and the other side of it, right? It's cool for me just going up there and seeing that, right? But the other side of it was the experience that I was trying to help create for my little bro. And that really kicked it and took it to another level, man. Like, because he got a chance to see this place from a different perspective that I'm about to show y'all what it looks like. I'm gonna show y'all, man. And this was his garage. He again, I was invested in his experience. Although, like I said, I didn't get a chance to do all the filming and things that I wanted to do. I was more invested in him having a really good time because he had never gone and I wanted that to happen for him. So let me show y'all, man. This was the garage, right? Lotus. He had a Lotus. He had a McLaren, and I can't think of the other car. Oh, Mazda. Look at the greenery. Those are real plants, man. Yep, he had the Mazda RX-7. Ooh, this Alpha. Not a Lotus, Alpha. That Lord, why did I say Lotus? And that was his wife's car. That's my big little bro in the back. I say my little bro, but he like 6'4", 6'5". He's tall. But the gentleman, that's the gentleman up there, Bob. And he allowed us to come up there and look around and check out the space, man. It was good, man. We had a good time, man. And most importantly, he had a good time. And that's what's important. He had a great time. He got to see something he had never seen before in his life. Take some pictures and you know, dream, you know. Part of that experience allow him to dream, you know what I mean, as especially getting into the workforce and starting to think about who you want to be and what type of stuff you want to have in the future. Looking at this is a step in to look at what's on the other side and to dream a little bit. And that's what he got an opportunity to do. He got an opportunity to dream a little bit, man. Do some wishing, some planning. See some stuff that, you know, he wouldn't see under normal circumstances. And that was the part I really liked. He got a chance to see some things he had never seen before in his life. Cars, and just experience some things that was just completely out of the ordinary. But that's the kind of I just appreciate that part of it. Although so much of that stuff was familiar, he never seen it before. Like, we walk into this garage. This was next to this is the garage next to the Hamilton's collection. And it has some heat. Like this, they had some heat. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it, for me, felt very familiar. Seen them before, but he hasn't seen these things in real life. But he got a chance to come in this place to see these cars, walk up around them, and he loves the Mustangs. He really liked him some Mustangs. So these cars caught his attention. But a lot of these he never really got a chance to get so up and close in person with. And this gave him an opportunity to see him, man. I think I could put something more together than just a little reel. I could put something that got a little music to it. I'm gonna have to be creative and put something together, because I think I have a little bit more content than I think I thought I had. I don't have a lot of videos, and I think that's the part that make it harder to do, because I don't have a lot of video, and definitely don't have a lot of long video. You know, I got 8-second videos, 7-second videos, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8. I could put something small together with this that might be still quite entertaining, but it'd be just kind of montage of some of the stuff we saw there. Yeah, man, but good time though. It was still a good time. Still a good time. He was in awe. Sometimes I felt like his silence, I don't know if he was, where his mind was when it came to the silence. He was just trying to take it all in. It was a lot. Iron Gate can be overwhelming, especially to someone who hasn't been around these caliber of cars, because like everything is there. Like everything is out there. Almost any and everything you want to see, you could see, you think you might see. I gotta play this one for Lefty because this thing was so pretty, man. Oh, go back. Where you going? This thing was beautiful and just something you don't see every day. A white Grand National. This sucker was so pretty. Look at this thing, man. Last time you saw a white Grand National. Big and bad. I ain't mad at you, bro. That thing is nice. But this is the kind of stuff, you can run across. Now, and look, this is what I filmed because why? You don't see this everywhere. Everywhere. This is not the most common stuff that you're going to run across. I can honestly say this is the first white Grand National that I've ever seen. The only other white car that I seen in the same family was a T-type. I saw somebody with a white T-type. You just don't see it. You just don't see it. So this was good, man. Again, another really, really good event. When I went to the Porsche event, uh, so I mean, I gotta tell y'all about that. So I went to the Porsche event. It was hot. It was a very hot day. It was ringing at about 100 degrees. So something had me wanting to film on site. My goal was to film on site. I wanted to be outside and seeing something different. This Porsche event caught my attention um, because it's something that looked like it was going on. It was in Wisconsin. That meant I was not, when I say going on, it was going on over, long periods of time. This is not a one-off type event. They got years of activity through this group of putting on these shows. They've been doing this for years, and I want to say it's been about a decade. So they've been doing this for a long time. So there's a great opportunity to get out and see something. Go on to, and my buddy Daryl, and shout out to Daryl with the Del Sol. Daryl has this mentality. He likes going over to Wisconsin because it's an opportunity for people to see his car, and then for him to go someplace and see something different as well. And that was my game plan to get away and go see something different, go to an area where they probably a lot of these guys don't come that far down to the Chicago area. You're not going to see many of those guys all the way down there or at a lot of the events that we go to in the area where I'm at. So let me go to where they are and go see some of their cars. And there was some heat, man. That's what I'm gonna tell you. There was some heat out there, and it was hot. So I get out there, and you know, soon I get out the car, I'm melting. It was just hot. I go around the passenger side of the car, start getting everything together so I can film. Realize I need to roll these windows down. Got back out the car, went in and just get the ignition going so I can roll the windows down. And I let all the windows down on the car because it needed, I was not going to let my car sit out there and bake like that. It was going to be ridiculous inside that car when it was time to go. Because even as the sun was going down, it was still hot. So it was, 90 plus in the shade. I walk around and filming cars, and there was a lot of beautiful cars. A lot the people were chill. I was hot, so I was, you hot, you're not super social in the very beginning because I was still trying to get my bearing in all this heat. It was crazy out there. Moving around, filming cars, the phone died. The iPhone died. Like it said, I can't do this. It could not handle the heat and died. It got out of the kitchen. Broke out the Samsung so I could wrap up video. I'm still filming. And even as I was sitting there filming, some cars came and some cars left. I was trying to catch not just the cars that were there. I was trying to catch the cars that was coming and going also, because there was still some heat, man, that y'all didn't see, that I probably didn't get a chance to film because they came and went quick. It's almost like they came, they wanted to be at a certain position of where they wanted to be, and if they couldn't get there, they left. And it was some heat. There was some heat, man. They had to have been no less than 4 Y Sox out there. No less than 4 Y Sox just sitting out there. And you know about Y Sox Porsche. These are, $400, $500,000 cars. The specs were crazy. This one guy's spec, and I was hearing about him. He had 2 Y Sox, and he drove this one out that day. He got 2 Y Sox. Like, what? That's the guy you roll up at. What do you do for a living? And unfortunately, because of the way the sun was hitting, man, I wasn't able to get a really nice shot of his wheels, because that wheel color on that car was, I've never seen that wheel color. It was super, super dope. So somewhere along the line, after I filmed all the cars, I noticed that it was getting a little thin out. And I wanted to, again, I'm going to shoot the live from out there. So I'm trying to prepare for the live. Trying to find a place to sit. And what's crazy is, because of the way the sun was setting, the table it was a picnic table that I ended up going to sit down at. And because of the angle of where the sun was setting, that table was getting shade. It was in the middle, like not just the middle where the little median was, but it was in the middle of the median. No trees on it, but the shade was coming from across the parking lot. And I sit down, and there was a gentleman that was eating. Somebody else came, finished eating, left. Next thing you know, I got, probably about four different gentlemen that came over and sit down, older gentlemen, and we talking. And the gentleman was sitting right next to me. He made a comment. He said, "Man, it's hot as New Orleans out here." I'm like, "Man, like, why would he say hot as New Orleans?" I'm like, "Yeah, for real. I'm from New Orleans, so trust me, I know exactly where you come." Yo, really? Bro, that just sparked a whole nother conversation, right? We get into it. His name was Cortez. Super, super cool gentleman, man. I felt like I was hanging out with one of my uncles or my pops. Super, super cool. He's had a lot of life experiences. All, not just the good, but some of the bad as well. Some very lucky, the whole nine. So it was a super, super dope conversation I had with Mr. Cortez. And as I'm setting up as I'm setting up to start the live, I got everything, kind of ready to go. All I got to do is push the button and we in. As a matter of fact, I think I was just about to push the button when we started talking and getting into some other conversation. Next thing he hit on my favorite topic, man. We started talking about the Bible. I'm all in. So we started diving into the conversation. We going into that, some spiritual stuff, and bruh, everything. I listen. I hit the button to get into the live, and I couldn't see where I can see myself. I couldn't get in. It wouldn't let me in. I tried both phones. It wouldn't let me in. Got out, tried to get back in. It wouldn't let me in. I got this saying I say, man, at any given point in your life or wherever you are, the most important person in the world at that given time is the person that is standing in front of you. Because at that moment, you don't know if you're on some type of assignment or they are. If you're supposed to learn something or help somebody do something or provide something or bring something to the table. And I think, and there's another saying that came out of that too, was to be where your feet are. be where your feet are, meaning to be present at any given moment. Don't be sitting there in front of somebody having a conversation with them, thinking about and trying to work through all the other stuff that's going on outside of the person that's in front of you, because you're missing something. Maybe something you need to hear, or you're not present enough to provide something that they need to hear, right? So as I got this phone, I'm just hitting the button. I'm just waiting for them to do what they're supposed to do. And every once in a while, I would try to get in, and I just set them down, and I'll be try to stay present in the conversation. It just got to the point where I just gave up. I was not getting in. It wasn't because the phone was hot that I couldn't get in, because even the Samsung didn't allow me in. I don't think I was supposed to get online. I tried. I think what I was supposed to have is that conversation I had with them gentlemen that ended up being fire. Super dope conversation. Um, and I don't take it back, because I think it was necessary for both of us, for the three of us. I heard some stuff that I need to hear. I felt like based on his response, he heard some stuff he needed to hear. Um, it was just a really good conversation. Exchange numbers. He's like, man, you gotta come back. And here's the crazy part. We're at a Porsche event. Everybody that ended up at that table had GMs. That white Firebird, he was at the table. Cortez, red vet, he's at the table. Another brother had the yellow vet, he had the table. Then the gentleman that was sitting across from me had a Cadillac. He had all GMs. I had the vet. Like how all the GMs ended up, and it wasn't planned. We all ended up at the same table having a conversation. That was crazy. Although I really wanted to get my butt on that live, and I wanted to talk about some stuff, see how y'all were doing. I accepted the fact that whatever had to happen at that moment and where I was supposed to be, I went with it. And I tell you, I felt blessed for it. It was a good conversation. I had a great time, even through the heat. Filming the cars was really, really cool. Sitting at that table having a conversation with those gentlemen, and I was a youngster. It was a good time. It was a really, really good time. I feel blessed for it. Feel very blessed for it. That ride was something else going home, man. Because I don't think I missed any bug. My car was covered. The drive for me was like driving back from time wise. It was like driving back from It's Raps from South Holland. So it's about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. The only difference is driving back from South Holland, I got all highway. Driving back from there, I got some highway, and then it goes into back roads to get me home. Bugs. When it get dark, now I'm looking for deer. And I can't tell you how many times I passed something right on the side of the road. Not fun. Not fun at all. Very, very, very scary. But we made it home safe with tons of bugs all over that car. Absolutely tons of bugs all over that car. One thing I did do, man, went to at Iron Gate, man, I ran to Thomas. Man, I ran into Thomas, man. It felt so good to see Thomas because I ain't know what was going on with Thomas, man. Ran into Thomas, guys, and he's doing good. Dealt whatever he had to deal with. We still gonna talk offline. As soon as I get back, soon I can get him back on the call. We're gonna talk offline. But man, it felt so good to see Thomas, man. I'm serious, bro. I'm sure he felt it. It was really good to see Thomas because I felt like I've been missing Thomas, man. Thomas is a good guy, and he just fell off the map for a minute, and I was concerned because I ain't know what was going on. I was just happy to know that he is still on this big old blue ball with us. Felt good to see Thomas. But man, yeah, seeing those cars, they had some heat out there. They really did. It was a mixed bag. The Porsche that you did see out there, bro, they just had some bangers. I saw a vet that was something I've never seen. It was a green on the new body. It was a new Stingray. It's a 2026 Stingray. And that green on that, I've never seen that green before. And it looks very, very good. Uh-oh. Man, I hate when I get stupid shots. What is going on? And I know what I was trying to do at this shot, but let me see if I can show y'all this green. I've never seen this green on a C8 before. And it looks in person. I mean, it looks good on this video, but it looks even better in person. This thing looks really, really good. This little flip, man, it's just the way we line up a shot. That's gonna be a transition flip. But it looked really, really good. He bought the 2026. It doesn't have the updated motor, but he said when he went and checked his car out at the dealership, it had everything. Green is his favorite color. It had everything that he wanted. So he's like, man, I'm gonna just get it. I ain't mad at him. Go for it. I would have recommend if I had my say or recommendation, man, wait for the new motor. I just think the new motor is gonna bring something so much more entertaining from a sound and also performance perspective on a new Stingrays. That new motor is gonna be something else for that car. Unless, of course, you're gonna get that Yanko. I'm just saying. Whoo boy. The Yanko. Yes, sir. There was something else I learned, man. Oh my goodness. Like I was saying, it's a big old C8 thing that's going on right now. There's a company out of Canada. See if I can pull it up. There's a company out of Canada that has, and I don't know how long they've been around. I need to look it up and see how long they've been doing this. But man, they bring something to the table that I learned about I learned about just before last live that I didn't know they were doing. So they do, let's talk about what they do today, right? Some modernization and some more upgrades to the interior of C7s and C6s, right? So you can order like an entirely new interior with new carbon, new the carbon stuff. There's some carbon bits for the exterior of the C6 that you can buy also, like all the aero, right? Just think about the aero that you can get on a C6. So they do all this stuff. They do the same for the C7, right? Where you can get full interior. When I say full leather, I'm talking everything. I want to show y'all this one here that they did on this C7. Like you can get, when I say full, I mean full leather interior on this thing. The whole dash, they look the back deck lid, they went off on this thing. You could do full leather. Like they just flip, man. The doors are beautiful. They really take it to the next level. And they put their spin on what they believe or how they believe they can make this car look better. That's beautiful. Like I've never seen interior that color. The stitching, the design on the seats is their own design. They take it to another level. Right? Like this piece right here is normally plastic. It's not leather. And this right here is just like carpet, but they made it suede, right? So they just take it to the next level, man. To the next. Look how beautiful this looks. right? It's brown, but man, it looks good. Look at the steering wheel, man. Look at the steering wheel. Flip. This is the brand name. Let me see if I can say this. Corvette, right? And they just go off. They got some really, really cool stuff that they're doing. And this is just the interior of this car, right? There's so many different options that you can get. You can go as far as you want to go. Look at this. All this leather. This is normally plastic on this car. This piece is normally plastic. It's trimmed out in leather. And I love the fact that they did the flip-flop, right? You got the brown with the cream stitching, then you got the cream leather with the brown stitching, with the cream belts. That's nasty. All these pieces back here normally is plastic, and they got all of this leather wrap now. This is so cool, right? This is um, suede right here. They got the plastic piece that's back here leathered out. Look at this. Alcantara all back here. The whole thing. This is just beautiful. They go all the way. They go all the way. Like, this is the steering column is leathered out. They go all the way, man. When I say all the way, all the way. This is a mat that's half leather. When they redo the seats, they do the carbon fiber on the back of the seats, like with the performance seats. They go all out, man. All out. Now, I know what I was telling you guys was about. Let me look. Let me see if they got something different. Here's what the seats look like. I love these seats. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, ooh, how nice would it be to get a set of these seats for the Zeus? Like, for real, for real. Man, if I had the money to play with Zeus like that, I'll buy another car because I would spend so much money to do all the really cool stuff that I don't need in a car. You know, I'm still about the performance, not just the look, although the look does help a lot for the individuals. The steering wheel is beautiful. They do great work. All right, so I went through this, and it wasn't just the C7 interior, the C6 interior and exterior pieces, the aero and the things that they do that caught my attention. What caught my attention is what they're doing with C8. Not just the interior pieces that you find that I just showed you guys, like they got these carbon packages and things like that. Like they do the carbon tub, but they've taken it to the next level where they completely redesigned the C8. And it's subtle, but it's there. This thing looks so cool. And I believe what they did is make a C8 look more like a Ferrari. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's just what I see. But it's still this American muscle car. What's really, really cool about what they did with this car, in my opinion, is that although they have different series, they have 6 series that they're going to do of the hardtop car, and then 3 series of the convertibles that they're doing. The part that I really appreciate about their car is that they will never, although, and each one of those series, there are 25 cars that they're going to do. That's it. Man, look at the carbon all in the mouth of this thing. Golly. They are not doing, there will be no 2 cars that are alike. Every one of those 25 cars from the 6 different series. Let me show y'all what that looks like, because I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from. I want it to make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. These are the different series. If y'all can see this on the side, right? There's 6 series here. Series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're only making 25 cars. C1, C2, no, wait, let me back up. This is the first 6 cars. They're only making 25 cars. And every last one of them are different. Some of the things that they do to this car is the hood is carbon, the deck lid is carbon. The part that really fascinates me is like they all do this. They do this fade. I'm gonna see if I can find a car that has it on there where you can see the hood. You see the carbon through the paint, like it's a faded out carbon look. I'm trying to see if I can find it so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But it's a classic signature that they do to the car, so you can see that there is some exposed carbon on this car. Look at this is number 3 coming soon. Man, this right here, now to get one of these cars, this listen, this is going to be the only one that look like this. There will be no 2 cars that look like this. No 2 cars. And I don't know why they're not showing me what I want to see. I want you to see the faded carbon. Another thing that they do with these cars, the tubs. Like they take the tubs out of the car and it's not fiber. They make the tubs carbon fiber. The trim, all this carbon fiber. Like they do this. It's not just stick on stuff. They take a vet and they take it to the next level. And they are only doing it with the Z06. Now, it's only the Z06. See if I can find another one. There's 3, 5. I'm trying to show y'all what I want y'all to see, and for some reason I can't find it. I'm hoping I can see it in one of these cars. They redo the whole car. Is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. They redo the entire car. And they do a good job. So performance is up. You know, it's not your basic Z06. It's going to have more horsepower. It's going to have more horsepower. It's going to be a dog. It's going to have, oh, there it is. If y'all can see this, this is what I was trying to show y'all. See this line right here? It looks like it fade out. What happens is, and this is their signature thing, all of this is exposed carbon. This fades back into the paint, right? So the paint fades back into exposed carbon. Because the hood, it's all carbon. That thing is all carbon. They do everything to the car, man. Carbon, they replace so much stuff with carbon. Look at the floors. This is a good example. Look at the floors. This is not a mat. They took the floors out and they replaced this whole tub with carbon fiber. When I tell you these cats are doing something next level, I've never seen it before, man. And they're killing it. They are killing it. 25 cars, though. $400,000 for a Corvette. That part. You know, having this one-off car that has so many unique features, and it doesn't stop with just the exterior. I mean, as you can tell, they've changed so much. So much. That built-in wing on the back. The front grille is different. The arrow on the front and the side's different. They changed that boomerang on the side. They got rid of it and smoothed it all out. The depth of the door is different. The width of the bottom of the door is different. And I wish I could show. It's on the last car. The interior, what they're doing on the interior styling is next level. It's greater than 3LZ. Like they look, this is wider. So the door sill is much wider than the basic car. So you have to step out to get out of the car. It's a beautiful car, man. They're doing their thing. This right here, like when I say they did their thing, man. They did their thing. And so far they have 9 cars, 3 convertibles. Well, 8 cars, 3 convertibles, and 6 coupes. But one of those 6 coupes is coming. And again, man, all rare, all unique, all look how wide the door sill is right here. This is the normal door sill, what the panel is. This is all the extra that's added for the widening of the car. So the car is wider than your basic Z06. Stumbled upon this and I was floored, absolutely floored with what they're doing. And what gets me is, look, they got this thing lined up next to these guys. And I think this car, having this car look like this allow it to sit next to them better. I think, and it's just my opinion, to think the Z06 is supposed to be next to those cars, but it's not always welcome. Just letting y'all know. One of the downsides to the Vet is that car is not always welcome in that company. But look at this interior. Look how wide this door sill is. Look at all the carbon. Look at all the Alcantara. Crazy. Absolutely nutty. This color is dope. Again, but one car, man, will look like this. But one car. That's it. That is it. Only one car will look like this. They flipped. This company absolutely flipped. Now, that's not just it. Although, let me see. Did we look at this one? Yeah, we looked at this one. They're also, the series doesn't stop there. Let me see what they say about additional upgrades. See, this all the carbon. This is the this is the door seal, right? This is all the carbon. They replaced the entire door seal. Look at this, man. This is all the upgrades: the wheels, the brakes. You can have 6 piston, not just in the front, but also in the rear. They don't come like that. Carbon roof, full carbon roof. Window, so you can get the upgraded rear hatch with the different window. They have their own Magnuson series. Good Lord, man. Throwing a Magnuson on top of a Z06, absolutely next level. The carbon floor tubs. And the prices are through the roof, as y'all can see. This is 16 grand, 17 grand, excuse me. It's 25 grand for the Magnuson and the tuning. The rear hatch, that's 6 grand. This is 24 for the roof. 25 for the, what is this? The Targa. This is the Targa roof. This is the brakes. That's what, 12 and a half. The door jams, 14, 15. So, I mean, this stuff ain't cheap. But, man, what they doing, though? Ooh, if money was an option, I'm just saying. But then what else are they doing? Well. They're going to do the same for the ZR1, bro. They're going to call it the CR1. They're doing it for the ZR1 and the ZR1X. And they're only doing 10 cars. 10 one-off. 20 one-offs. My apologies. I messed up. 20 one-offs, 10 coupes, and 10 convertibles. No two will be alike. Each CR1 will be finished in a unique color and ordered and offered in a fully exposed carbon finish, fiber finish. Bruh, I told y'all, dog. When I tell you crazy, they're doing some wild stuff, but you're going to pay exotic prices for these cars. They're not cheap. The one that I saw, and I thought this is kind of cool. You can see some of the renderings. These are not real cars. These are renderings. But this is what they're going to look like. You take that badge off the front, people gonna ask questions. What is this car? The only thing that tells you that this is a vet is going to be that one badge. That's it. Because they put their name on the back of the car. The one thing I don't like that they do is what you just saw on the previous slide. The one thing I don't like that they do is that they space out the exhaust. With the Z06, Z06, you know that's the center of the exhaust. They take it and they spread it out. My understanding that is that they do that is to make the car look wider. The goal of that is to make the car look wider. But this car is about $500,000, man, to build this. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And out of the 10 cars the 20 cars that they're doing, is going to be a combination of ZR1 and ZR1X. But they're only doing 20. This company did a great job. These cars are beautiful, man. They don't look, to me, they really made this car look exotic, like for real exotic. But that's also taking something that Corvette did, which in my opinion, they made the car look exotic. But this company takes it to the next level. Absolute next level. Hey, let me see something. You can tell it's AI. So if you look, you look at this from the side, it's normal, right? You can see the roof line is normal until it get front on, and then you can see a roof scoop. Yeah, they crazy, man. This is gonna be crazy. I would love to see this in person. I cannot wait to see one of these cars in person. And this, in my opinion, I don't know if they're coming to SEMA and anything like that because it's Ontario, Canada. Man, I would love to see one of these cars, and I think I'm probably gonna have to hit up their inbox, man, and see if they're coming to. Oh, they're going to Carlisle. No, they went to Carlisle. Oh, we did see these guys. I did see them in Carlisle. I did see them in Carlisle, but I didn't know all what they were doing. Remember, C8 was new to the market. As a matter of fact, they were bringing out, when I went to Carlisle, they were bringing out the E-Ray. E-Ray was brand new. Like, it wasn't on the street, but there were like 30 E-Rays in the parking lot because people were driving them, right? I do remember seeing this tent because I was like, God, that car really looks like a Ferrari. I remember this. I remember. But this is 2025. I wasn't there in 2025. I feel like I saw them, though, when I went because it was a car that reminded me of a Ferrari. And that's what this was. Nevertheless, they look good. So they're going to be there in 2026 as well. Let me see what else they have. Buffalo Car Show, Cars and Jets Club. So they're going to have their own car show. First annual Cars and Coffee, unless they had it. Ontario couldn't make that one. Oh man, I think, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do one of these days. Although I don't mind going anywhere with Zeus, and I try to get out. I've already crossed state line to go to events in Zeus, man. Maybe we need to, Canada ain't that far for me. I could pull off Canada in Zeus. I wonder, what is some of the closest Canada events I could probably get to in Zeus? We have to take Zeus out the country, man. We're gonna have to see what that looks like, what that feels like. I think it'll be cool. May have to pull that off. May have to come up there and hang out with my brother, man. Willie Brown, and Willie Brown closer to the border than I am. get up there and we can go drive across the border. Why is this popping up? Move from scene. Yeah. So found that. Tell me what y'all think, bro. When I tell you I was when I started really digging into what they're doing and seeing what they're doing with the Z06, I was like, whoa, next level. Absolute next level. And they're not doing it to the interestingly, they're not doing it to the Stingray. It's only the wide body car. So maybe I didn't see it. Maybe it was just something that didn't have the wing on the back, because that's when it really looks like a Ferrari, when they take the wing off the back of that thing. I wanted to get into this because I want to see if I'm missing something. I haven't seen anything come through on the chat, so I want to make sure that this thing is still working. So I need to go into the actual video studio and see if things are still bopping. Content live. Let's click it. Let's go into it. I am down. Let's go live. There we go. Let me see what's the last comment. Man, so I apologize, guys, because I feel like I missed a lot. Because this thing, for some reason, man, I'm not seeing all the chat. So let me strongly apologize to you guys, because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. I'm trying to see if there's any way I can get this thing to act right. Dang. I'm sorry, guys, if I missed your chats. Not because I wanted to, not because I was ignoring you. Dang it. What up, Ray? I was running my mouth. It's been a while since you sent this, and I apologize. I wasn't seeing it. I just had to refresh this thing. I kept looking at the chat and it was just sitting there. Lefties in the building. Golly, man. I just did the drive back from Chattanooga. The Lotus. Bro, I'm so sick of you. Keep changing your doggone name. What up, Tony? So the Lotus gave you a scare, had a misfire, and went into really. Tired of you changing your name, bro. Throwing me off. You need to stop that. Good Lord. Man, I'm glad you made it back safely out there with the John Deere Lotus. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know how or why this thing does this sometime. I popped it out so I can have it in front of me. I got all this screen stuff happening. And unfortunately, it just stopped and not showing me the latest stuff. Man, how's the move? Are you all moved in there, Lefty, bro? Are you all in there? Especially with the Triple F being here. Ooh, I forgot about Triple F. I knew I wasn't going, but I forgot about Triple F. Extalgic came in the building. Golly, man, I'm missing everybody. A lot of people just got showed off driving experience. Yeah, man, exotics. So I'm so sorry I missed all of this, man. Can't live there. Look, nothing has true perspective right now until I play catch up. Hour and 40 minutes drive to there. If I can answer some of these questions, my brother came in the building, Mr. Euro Auto Enthusiast AB. I apologize, man. Good Lord, I cannot believe I missed so much. Yeah, White Grand National. I did not know that. I know it was rare. I've never seen one myself, so I knew that had to be. Thank you, brother. Let me tell y'all, man. That's that logo, man. I created this. This is my security company, man. My tactical brand. And I finally got my hats. I've been trying to get these hats for a minute. I got me a couple that uh, uh, yeah, yeah. How y'all like that hat, man? Y'all like that brand? Y'all like that branding? You see that? Tana Tactical Training. TTT. Triple T, that's me. Triple T, that's me. Man, we trying to get through. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel horrible that, man, God designed. Come on, brother. I was not ignoring you guys. I swear I was not ignoring you guys. You said the big old blue ball cap. Stop it, man. First time I saw it at an engine window. Engine window to the C8. Hold on, next. Yeah, you see the window on them. It's just the convertibles that don't have the window. IS Canadian side Niagara Wall. Yep. Oh, caught up. Lord have mercy. Whew. I apologize for missing all this chat, man. Yeah, man. I got a bunch. I go through them. I sweat them out. So I told myself, well, I need to. I'm literally, man, wearing most of my own stuff lately. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time we used to go to shows and things like that, there was a few people always had their own brand. Catfish always will have his own brand on. Show I see Envy will always have his own brand. I love that. I thought that was dope. Um, and when I started getting my merch together, I always tried to show up in my own stuff. I couldn't always. Last year, because most of my stuff just got tired, I was like, man, I'm just wear what I'm gonna wear. But then I got off my butt when I had a little bit more time, and I really started to invest time into my own stuff. And as I started going through that, it's not just making stuff that's just brand ready, but I want to get some things that you can wear with anything. And some of the stuff that I done came up with, it ain't just YouTube branded stuff. It's stuff you can wear at any time. These bros and car shirts, I love these bros and car shirts. And none of that, the quality is really nice. Willie Brown, I don't know if you had a chance. I did gift my brother with a shirt for showing up. If you had a chance to try that thing on and see how it feel, it's a good feeling shirt, man. It's a really good quality shirt. When I was looking at these hats, I wanted good quality hats. The hat that I was wearing all the time is probably in the car. It's the hat I got from CCP, and the similar hat where they had the venting on the back like this. It wasn't the mesh, and it's a real comfortable hat. I like the hat. So when I started looking for my own hat, I wanted something like that. And this is a good quality 5-panel hat. My image on that embroidered into the hat. Took a while to get it. Unfortunately, I got it nonetheless, and I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a dope hat, man. I really do like the hat. Came out nice. For some reason, man, it's still like I'm still going. Oh, there it is. Oh, good Lord. Of a custom job. Lord have mercy. Bro, absolutely perfect. It fits so perfect. So this is for, like I said, the tactical brand. I'm going to probably do some embroider patches for the polo shirts. I got a few polo shirts. When I finish my training with USCCA, not USCCA. Is it USCCA? No, I can't remember. I mixed the bank up with the company. If I could just get this box, I can tell y'all what I'm talking about because I cannot think about what this is. Yeah, USCCA, the insurance. And so when I finished the training with them, they sent me a shirt and a hat, which are cool, but they not like fire. So when I had the idea to do the hat, I'm like, I need to get something really nice. And this, like you said, bro, it does. I went through the company that makes all my DTFs. So I get my DTFs printed about 15 minutes from where I live. I'll pick them up, chop them down, and then I press them into shirts. And I can get 24-hour turnaround. So they happen fast. I don't have to worry about the overhead, and it doesn't cost that much for me to get those DTFs created by those guys. So I went in and talked to them about doing the hats. And when I saw that they had the hat I like, I'm like, ooh, yeah, we want to go with those. Took a long time. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Took too long for me to get my hats, man. And I was literally going over there to pick up DTFs. I got another project I just finished. Y'all gonna see about that real quick. Working with one of my bros. He needed a refreshing of his branded stuff. And I'm learning, man. This is something else that I got a little bit of a gift for. So helped him out. And we're gonna be delivering some stuff over there to him this week and update and refresh his brand. But I went there literally with the pretense of going to have to talk to these people about my hats. And when I went in there and to grab my stuff was ready. I was happy. No complaints, man. My stuff was ready. I threw a hat on. I'm like, oh, it feels good. So I can't be fussing with these people right now, man. I'm not gonna complain. I got my hat. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good. Let's not complain. Bruh, yeah. And look, I'm about to add another one. I started this. Well, I went and signed up for this training, and I gotta wait for verification to come through so I can actually start it. I'm gonna finish it this week. I'm gonna finish the training. I'm gonna knock it out. They say you got 30 days. Now we're gonna get it done. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow, take the test tomorrow, because I know I'm gonna knock it out. And then we're gonna have something else under our belt, man. Yeah, we getting there, bro. I got a few things, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I found myself starting to get a little lazy, um, and I didn't like that. I know I had a lot of stuff to do, but because I felt like I kept feeling like I had time. Like, no, man, you don't have time. You got work to do. So as opposed to those moments where I could feel like I could just sit down and do nothing, we got to work. We was getting work done. Man, I love these hats. They really do. They really do. I like this one, man. They fit perfect. Um, and so as I pay attention to things that happen around me, I just started looking at where there's gaps or places that I can fill a gap. And that's what I've been exploring, man. And I just, it's still things that allow me to work on my own schedule, which I love. Um, Everything could have a sense of urgency depending on how you look at it and how you manage your time. But I'm still able to get some things done. So I can't complain, man. Can't complain. Made money this week, and I love that. Made money this week, and I love that. Made money this week, and I love that. It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. New York in the building. What's going on, New York? Really? You like that dog on 43, don't you? 15 round joints. That's not bad on a 43. They double stack, right? That's not bad, bro. 15 rounds. Sheesh. I likes that a lot. I likes that a whole lot. Man. So I'm gonna plan on doing some more of these really good quality hats. And we're gonna do so don't be average stuff. Some Swole 55 stuff on some hats, man. And it's gonna be patches. Or not patches, embroidered, either embroidered patches or patches. So it's still gonna be we're gonna keep that quality high. I'm gonna, I'll go through them and see if what it'll look like to get this done. If push come to shove, I do patches and I press them into the hat so they don't go nowhere. But yeah, man, we're gonna have some more stuff popping, bro. Bro, these hats are so nice, man. Look, that's another thing. Oh God, I'm so close to wrapping up the website. I just want to make sure I have everything that's gonna be available on the website, and I think that's the part that keep pushing me back. I think what I need to do is stop not doing the things I need to do because there's things missing, and put what I have available there so it can be available. That's what I need to do. So I'm gonna have to put some real stress on myself about getting this done. So I got to get this website done this week. I got 3 videos I need to edit for the church. I got a video I got to shoot and edit for myself. I have I finished the logos and things for my guy. I got to do 2 shirts for my brother. That's easy. That don't take long. The problem is one of the shirts I don't have, so I got to go get a blank for him. And then what else I got to do? Yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. It'll be a busy week with a little bit of running around because I got to go down there to visit my guy to drop that off for him. So once it's out there, then you'll be able to see it. I can't say nothing until we have it. Can't show you until it's solid. Yeah, and once it's paid for, it's got to get paid for too. But we grinding, man. We trying to do a few things. We trying to do a few things, man. We trying to keep things popping and keep ourselves busy and keep, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I'm gonna stop trying to find a new stream of income. I'm gonna try to figure out how I can make it happen over and over and over again. If I can have 10 streams, I'm gonna work on having 10 streams of income. I gotta figure out how to make it work and still be available for the kingdom, which is my number one priority. Number one, numero uno. Oh crap. I gotta text my wife. She said she was on the way home. Where's she at, McHenry? So, man, it was another topic I definitely want to get into, man, and see what y'all think about this. Y'all know, again, I went to a Porsche event. Porsche has got my attention, so I wouldn't mind having me a Porsche. It's something that I've been looking at pretty strongly. Don't want to get too enamored with it. I want to, if it happens, it happens naturally. I'm not gonna, put all my eggs in a basket just to chase after a Porsche. I'm not trying to idolize a car. I'm just trying to add something that I think would be cool to have and drive, right? So heard a conversation talking to somebody else that I'd never heard before. And then when I got home, I said, man, let me do some research on this and kind of see what's the validity behind it. Oh my God, man, I empower you guys, man, to always do your own research. Don't just take somebody's, word for it because they got a big platform and think, they right because they got a big platform. Man, they gonna tell you whatever they gonna tell you to get entertainment out of their platform. I've seen it happen over and over again. If it sounds radical, if it sounds like it's gonna stir people up a little bit, if it sounds like it's gonna spark conversation in the comments, they're gonna do it no matter what. They're gonna do whatever it takes for the clicks, for the views, right? No matter what it is, man. It's just not me, because if it ain't true, it ain't true. You just gonna tell people anything and let them run with it. Nah, man. So I tell people, man, I empower people to do their own research. One of the things I saw recently, I'm not gonna drop nobody name, man, but they dropped a video and they got a big platform saying how Illinois is trying to take away people's old schools. I'm like, what? Like, they don't want to see old schools on the street. I'm like, that's not true. I said, let me do some research. Hit the person's point behind this was all around, trap. So this bill that Illinois was passing, right? It's not even in effect. It don't go in effect until 2028, or at least they proposing it go in effect in 2028. This bill will essentially say, okay, if you're caught doing over 26 miles over the speed limit, what will happen is that you would be subject to having, I want to say it's multiple offense. So if you got if you get two of them, you'll get subject to having this GPS device put in your vehicle that will regulate how fast you can go. Right. So it'll keep you from speeding, which is a plus, because then you're not speeding. You can't get another offense, because if you get another offense, then they're going to take your license. Right. Now, this keeps you from getting your license suspended. It gives you an opportunity to drive regulated and continue to drive without losing privileges. You just can't be out there speed. Now, all of us with fast cars, no. If you out there speeding, man, you out there taking, that's risk that you take. And you have fast cars and you speed, you need to understand and recognize the consequences. Now, back to his point, who dropped this information that made it seem like Illinois is trying to get rid of your old schools. Now, cars that are and he said 86, is actually 85. Pre-85 cars didn't have OBD2 ports, right? Which limits the ability to put whatever this thing is to regulate speed and keep you from going too fast in your car. Now, you can get this thing, and I don't know how they do it, retrofitted into your old school car. The problem is, if you have multiple cars and you have been this repeat offender going over 26 miles an hour, you can't drive a car that does not have this regulator in it. You cannot, because if you get caught in a car that doesn't have it, then you lose your license. Again, this, whatever this act is, it keeps you from speeding, but you can still drive. You can get this thing, oh, I don't know how they do it, installed on your old school if possible. And then you can drive it, but you can't speed in it because it's going to regulate your speed. However, if it cannot be installed in your old school because it's an older car, you can't drive a car that doesn't have this thing in it. This is the consequence. You touch a hot stove, you burn yourself, right? You grab the wrong end of a knife, you cut yourself. It's called a consequence of a bad decision, right? Is it Illinois trying to take your old schools away from you? No. Is it Illinois trying to get old schools off the street? No. This bill is all about speeders. It has nothing to do with old schools. The consequence of the old school not being, the byproduct is a car that cannot have this device on it to regulate speed can't be on the street. because it can't have this device in it if you are a repeat offender of going over 26 miles an hour and you're caught. Now, a couple of things that they're using to regulate this is them flock cameras. So those flock cameras gonna be ratting on folk, which is a whole nother situation, right? I've seen a video on that, which is crazy. And what they're gonna be using these flock cameras to do is next level. It's policing at another level, especially on drivers. Like they're looking at everything. Do your research. Don't take my word for it. Even the stuff I just told you about what Illinois is doing. Do your research. Anybody can go and pull it up and look at it, but if you don't pull it up and you only take the word of me or the person that put this bad information out, then that's all you're gonna have is bad information. Do your own research. Do your own research. I tell people that over and over and over again. Man, do your research. Be careful where you get your information from. You're only as smart as the person that gave you your last bit of information that you're using it like it's gospel. Do your research. So, again, Illinois is not trying to get rid of old schools off the street. If that old school can't be retrofitted with this device and you've been caught because you've been speeding, because if you never get caught speeding, guess what? No one's going to take the car. No one's going to take the car. You just can't drive it. You can't drive it because you're not supposed to be driving anything that don't have it. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But I know I was going somewhere with all of this. that one thing just kind of got me, man. When I first saw that, I'm like, bro, why people do this? You can't just put information out because you got a platform and think it doesn't help when you give people bad information. Now you're gonna, rouse up something that don't need to be roused up. You got people panicking about something that they don't have to panic about. They just can't speed. Don't go out there speeding and you have to work. You don't get a ticket, you're not subject to this. And everything that comes along with it is the consequence. So if you needed to get an emission test and you got a speeding ticket, you can't drive a car you can't drive the car. So you can't go get emissions. You can't get it registered because you can't drive it because it doesn't have the thing because you sped. You were speeding. It's called consequences. You get in trouble, That's your consequence. Like your boy do. Do your own research, people. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with doing your own research and learning for yourself or validating if the information that somebody else is putting out is absolutely true. Don't take everybody's word for gospel, especially just because they have a big platform. Come on, man. That's crazy talk. That's absolute crazy talk. Do your research. Do your research, people. Do your research. What was I talking about? I was going somewhere with this. I got so deep into that because it was so crazy to me. I forgot where I was going with that. I can tell you one thing, do your research. So, yeah, I know where I was going. I got this statement from this gentleman, and I was like, really? I never even heard of that. Don't mean it ain't true. Let me do my research. Let me look into it a little bit. So when he was telling me, man, that Porsche was getting in trouble financially. I'm like, really? I said, I never heard that. I said, Porsche's, flipping the script on the game. They've been driving the prices of their car up. They've been, now doing this Ferrari thing where you can't get you can't go and allocate a GT3 RS without already having some type of relationship with Porsche. And, they're doing all this stuff, which I'm thinking is making them money. Man, no, Porsche has been hurting themselves. They have been hurting themselves with all this driving themselves into the supercar phase, right? At least I believe it's them hurting themselves. And you got to think, when they last was in this space, and the car that everybody gives the crap, gives a hard time was the Boxster. Boxster saved Porsche when they were at their lowest. It was an economy sports car that you was able to get that had a Porsche badge, that was basically a Miata in Porsche, in a Porsche costume, but it saved Porsche. We talk bad about the Boxster. It's not a real Porsche. Yes, it is a Porsche. Some of the cars we see today wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that Boxster. If it wasn't for that doggone 718, we wouldn't even be here with some of the cars that we're seeing from Porsche. Especially considering that what that car grew into. The GT4 RS. Although that platform is shifting over to 911, that's currently on the 718, that's all shifting over. How's that work for them? I don't know. We all know EVs have been taking a hit. And I believe some of their EVs are taking a hit. Not only that, but maybe the lower platforms are also taking a hit. Or they're not selling as many cars because their prices are way up there, and especially where they see themselves with supercars, and they're not just quite there yet. So their sales are down. How far down, you may ask? Pretty big, if you ask me. So doing my research, digging into it, and this is, what's that, pounds of francs? God, I gotta see what this is. Let's see what this is. Let me I copy something, and the symbol, I think it's pounds, but I need to make sure. Because I don't want to tell y'all just anything. In dollars. So we're gonna do a conversion. USD. So we're gonna do a conversion so I can give y'all a better understanding of what I'm saying to you guys. I don't want so it's euro. All right. So I'm gonna convert it over into dollars so y'all can have a clear understanding. I'm gonna tell you what it is in euro, and then I'm gonna come back and convert it into dollars so that you guys can understand exactly what these numbers are. Because these are significant numbers, right? I should have did this before I got on USD. All right, so man, that sucks. So and we talking previous year. So previous year. No, let's just talk about what they did. Let's talk at the current year of this document, right? Current year of this document, and we think these are incredible numbers, right? Porsche did 90 million euros, which is 102.669 million euros that year in sales, which sounds amazing. That's a lot of money, right? Even if it's all bespoke cars, let's say that could be literally all bespoke cars. That could be 102 bespoke cars or 100 bespoke cars, right? Just from that perspective, which from a supercar level, selling 100 Lamborghinis in 1 year, that's amazing, especially for current year car, right? Temeraros, imagine selling just 100 of those. Was another 296s, selling 100 of those when they first came out. That's great numbers for that brand. For Porsche, I don't know, because Porsche is not that bespoke. and they're not going to sell for the same amount of money. Not only that, but it's still a Porsche, right? And I think that Porsche is on their come up. It's that next level, in my opinion. When you see BMWs, it's that one that happens afterwards. So many of those guys really aspire to having one. Doing $102 million is not bad. The problem is the year before that, the part that sucks. The year before that, they did 5.3 billion euros, or 6 billion euro, or 6 billion USD the year before. So to come from 6 billion down to 100 million, that's horrible. That is horrible. That number is crazy to me. Like, just the reality, man. Let me see let me calculate it, man. That is just is let's do it in big numbers. Of is divided by 102 equals. That's 58. Let me see. Man, that's crazy. So taking such a big hit, even if they did 2 billion, if that 1 billion, you're talking about a tenth, only doing a 10% of their sales the following year. That's if there was 1 billion. So this is close to 2% of their sales. You're talking 98% lost revenue. You know how crazy that is? And I believe this is the direction. This is because of the direction that Porsche is trying to go with their rarity of their car. Now, they could have been in that space, competing closer price wise with Corvette, but they didn't want to. They want to be with Ferrari and Lamborghini. And clearly it looks like it's coming at a cost that is not looking good. And as much as I would love to still have me a Porsche, man, I don't know what this looks like from a bigger perspective from this company. And I don't know what the final product start to look like beyond that. Me personally don't have to buy a new one. But when you think about the rarity, what they've created when it came to the GT3 RS, having to have an allocation for a GT3 RS means that you have to have a relationship to go and get the car. Depending on the relationship you have with the dealership, you don't get taxed heavily, and you get to get the car as normal. Let's say you don't get taxed and you get the car as normal. And let's say whatever you pay for your car, let's say you paid 380, 390 for your car, right? For whatever spec that you end up walking out, GT3 RS, brand new, 2026, and you get your car. When you drive that car off the lot, it's worth probably about 50 to 100K more. Why? Because there are people out there that cannot get an allocation. And because they can't get an allocation, they're going to pay whatever they can or whatever they need to pay to get the car that they want. The part that sucks is that now they get taxed. Like, you look at comparable cars straight from the dealership, and then look at, man, they got White Sox out there right now, $500,000 cars. $500,000 cars. Let me look up. I want to see for myself. Again, do your research. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. Look at the 911. And let's look for correct. Like a 2026 Carrera S is $201,000. That's a Carrera S. It's just an S, right? Let's see. Let's put in something fancy, right? Yeah, let's go with, we're gonna look for 2025 and up. We're gonna look for a let's look for a GT3 RS. We can look up just a GT3. We can look at GT3 Touring, which, again, still a GT3, right? It's crazy. I'm looking at a used GT3. What is this? Let me see. GT3 rear wheel drive. And it's not I don't see if it's not a RS, right? Hold on, I want to look at the one I was looking at next to it. This is a GT3 rear wheel drive. It don't have the extra badging on it, but crazy. Certified 2026 next to a certified. Is this a certified 2025? Nope, just says used 2025. And the 2025 costs more than the 2026. Why? Because you cannot just go and get an allocation. So now the prices, and then again, and this is another point to be made, 2025 to 2026s, man, these things are 300 and a half and up, are averaging about 300 and a half. This is a 911. This is and I tell you, this car, straight off the lot, it's probably about 400. This is a $500,000 car. It's a 2025. Why is it so much expensive? Because you can't just go buy it off the lot. Some people can't just go get it. So guess what? They get the name they price, especially on a GT3 RS, right? RSs, they stacking us, but just the GT3s are still holding. Look at this thing. RS, almost a half. Why? Because if you can't get the allocation, you're going to pay for it. You can come over here. You don't want to get on camera? It's funny. And this thing is beautiful, man. Is this Y sock? Let's see. Let's look at them seats. Yep, Y sock. This is a Y sock. 2025 GT3 RS. This sucker is over $500,000, bro. Almost $700,000. Again, they are more expensive after driving them off the lot because of the demand. This thing got 15,000 miles on it, and it's still almost $500,000. You see what I'm saying? This one here, this got 3 digits. That could make sense there, right? This one got 3,000 miles on it, 400 plus. It's a $500,000 car, 2025. 2025, $500,000 car. And they have not been driven. So I'm gonna promise you, somebody bought this car. They did cars and coffee, something real simple, and they sat on this car and then they sold it because they knew they were gonna make money on it. I promise you. This here $600,000 car, 3,000 miles. Somebody had it for a year and put 3,000 miles on that car and sold it and made money because they could. They didn't look like a street fighter. because they could, right? Because the demand is there. And I believe, what they're creating from their demand, unfortunately, is hurting the brand from a larger perspective. Because, Porsche was, although one of those cars like so many people desired and wanted to have, but it was still fairly obtainable. Paying 100 and a half for a Porsche wasn't as bad. And now for some of these cars, man, you paying 200 for, close to a base model. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But the reality is there's a consequence. There is a consequence for there's a consequence for what they're trying to do. When I was looking for my SUV, SAV or whatever they call, looking at the Porsche, which price was going up. Like I had a set price that I wanted to be where I wanted to be with that car with my next purchase. And eventually it fell off the map. I'm like, why that car is not on here anymore? It hadn't sold, but it's not on the list anymore. It's not in my search history because the price went up. So certain cars, certain year cars went up with the price of the new cars. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. And unfortunately, now the domino effect is that is a lot of money that they lost in revenue. Like somebody, there's a lot of people got fired. Ain't too many bonuses, in my opinion, should be going out when you lost 98% of your revenue from the previous year. You can only ride on that stuff for so long before it's done, right? It's done. My God, man. And if you look at what a lot of these cars start at, this before you start specking them out, like the Carrera starts at 135. The Carrera T starts at 150. The S starts at 156, right? And there it is. It's showing up already. I told y'all that the GT4, no, that's a Carrera 4. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's back up. So the Carrera 4S starting at 164. The GTS is at 180. And the one that I want, the 4 GTS, is at 189. That's where they start. This is before you do anything with it. And then it just, the cabriolets, they go up. The cabriolet for the the Carrera 4 GTS, it starts at 230. Like, no, I don't even want a convertible. So it's, paying an extra 20 grand just doesn't make sense to me. Although the Targa is quite cool. I wouldn't mind a Targa, guys, I swear. But the Targa is like 203. It's still more than what makes sense to me. Right? Still more than what makes sense to me. Then you start looking at the GT3s. The GT3s, listen, man, they're starting. Oh, God, I got to show y'all this. I want y'all to understand. I need y'all to understand, man. I need y'all to understand this stuff because it's crazy, right? So the GT3s, I just showed y'all GT3s that were 300 plus, right? This starts at 235. The touring starts at 235, right? I saw this car. I saw the Sprint 70 at GT Haas at their event. Beautiful car in person. course, I didn't see one of those to compare it to. Turbo S starts at 270. But I don't know if that one is affected by that other stuff. And of course, this is the new GT3, the convertible, the SC. It starts at 273. Turbo S Cabriolet. I want to see what I want to see. This is the 911 940. I don't see the regular GT3 RS. Why I don't see the GT3 RS is beyond me. But I wanted to show y'all that, probably because you have to spec it, and then you probably got to go in and do it now. Because it was on here. When I first started looking, the GT3 RS was on here. And I think they probably pulled it off because you can't do it online. Now you have to go in and spec it. I put money on it. I will put money that is the case now. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, if I had my choices, I'm just seeing the flashing lights outside, the lightning bugs. Now, if I had my choices, but two that I care to own, if I had my choice, it would be this Carrera 911 Carrera 4S or the Turbo S. Those are the two that I wouldn't mind owning. Quite the difference when it came to horsepower. This sucker got 701, whereas that other one has 500 something. But because of the size and that transmission, it feels different. Like, let me see, 0 to 60 in the Carrera GT4S is still less than 3 seconds. And let's just say you decide you're gonna tune it. It'll probably be about 2.6. Especially with that new hybrid turbo. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. But again, a lot of the stuff that they did was to make the brand competitive. That was their goal. Let's make our brand compete with the likes of Ferrari and Lamborghini, the big guys. I don't think it paid off. Their prices went up, don't get me wrong, but their sales tanked, man. Their sales tanked. Absolutely tanked. Absolutely tanked. Let me see. I want to do a comparison because something that I saw, and I was just thinking about that. I still wouldn't mind having one, honestly. I think that after my driving experience, I'm still shocked and a little bit enamored with what I experienced. Now, repeat this over and over again. I'm not, we ain't selling, I'm not giving up a kidney for it. I saw this video. You got 2 kidneys for a reason. It's not a place for me to feel like I need to do something nefarious to get the car. I'm not. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Right? I'm good with that. I'm not going to even trip. If it works, it works. If it don't work. You just can't. I can't get the car. I'm good with that. I want it. I wouldn't mind having it. I think it's a super cool car. It was great to drive one, and to get one of the 992 2.2s will be awesome because you're getting some of that same performance. I don't have to buy it brand new. They came out in 2025, so I can get a year out car, and if I get it next year, it could be a 2-year car. I'm good with that because people, it's one of those cars. People are not killing it on the miles, right? And for the performance, it's pretty cool. It's still a car that you could drive to the track, driving on the track, driving home. You can still have that experience, and it's still a Porsche. It's a pretty cool car. You have their own little arena of things they do sometimes. Still a pretty cool car, right? With the hybrid turbo, still a pretty cool car. And looking at some of the least expensive examples that are around the country right now, You're talking around 200. That's around 200 from brand new. Brand new is, where is it? 187, 189 for brand new. That's unspec'd. You still gotta put stuff in it, and everything you put in it gonna add up. So my assumption is you're gonna be just north of 200. You're gonna be north of 200 after you spec the car, right? So finding a used one at about 2 that has most of what I want, I'm good with that. I've never been the guy to say, "Oh, I got to get a new car." No, I don't have to be new. It's got to have most of what I have. I've learned that I don't have to have everything, man, to have an enjoyable driving experience. I don't have to have everything I want. Although I did get everything I was looking for in that vet. I got everything I was looking for in that vet. But if I was able to get this thing, you know, barring the interior, this thing is fire. So I'll give you an example. Like, I love this color. Love this color. Time is, I'm getting hungry. Love this color. And if I was to have it, love this color. Although I would prefer having, um, man, I love this color. And I think it looks phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't care about, like, some of the options you can get, like these vents in the back. You can get those, like the paint stripes on the back. Don't have to do that. That's not, everything. I can get it done myself. I can run over to Zay and have Zay do some vinyl strips on it if I needed to. And then you get to the interior, it's just this black interior, which to me this is drab for the car. But would I completely push it out the bed? No. Not if I'm getting a car that I want at the price I want, because even if I just felt like I couldn't live with that interior, I can go change. I can go modify some of the things I want to change and just make it what I want it to be. But it has everything else that I would appreciate in this car. This one here has everything else. The only thing I don't give a care about is this boring interior. The interior is boring. That's it. And it's still less than 200. That interior is boring. And this will be a cool one to get, because having it my way, I would fly to California and drive this sucker home. What kind of content I can pull out of that? I would drive it home. Why is this thing skipping around like this? And then you got this one. Good Lord, what did they put in this car? It's 400 for the same car. Except they did something. Of course, it's got some more stuff going on. But golly, 400? Sheesh. And look at this green. And this is a 2026. Check this out. And I love this green. Oh my God, this green hit hard. Let's see what the interior looks like. Did they do the interior? Look, just black, just boring. Boring black interior. I hate it, man. Beautiful car. Love the exterior. But that interior is boring. That's the only thing. And when I looked, and be honest with y'all, when I was looking at this and I'm just dreaming a little bit, right? Just dreaming. The cars that I liked that were spec'd where I wouldn't mind having it, but this thing is jumping around all over the place. The problem that I had was the interior. I'll find a beautiful car that's the color like, popping hard. But soon you get an interior, things change. Like this one right here. And I don't mind the wing. I love this color though. Then you get to interior. It's boring. Beautiful car. I'm gonna be on the inside. I ain't gonna be out there. It's boring. That just black seats. Boring. That's the downside, in my opinion, of when I was looking at what I thought I would like in some of these. Let me see what this one looks like on the inside. I would say majority of the ones I looked at had black interior. I love the wheels on this too, so they went with a different wheel. The blue hits, not my favorite, but boring black. Alcantara, but boring black. Yeah. Love the upgraded wheels. Love the upgraded wheels. Hate that boring interior. That interior is boring. Boring. Black interior. Slate gray interior. Black. Black on black. Silver metallic. Oh, wait. No, that's a roof. I don't want that. That's a convertible. Don't want a convertible. Black. Green with black interior. Jet black with black interior. Just. Uh-oh. No photos though. God dog it. Black with red interior. Crimson. Black with black. That doesn't say. Black with gray. It said black. That must be the roof. We're not into no convertibles, man. I don't want no convertible. Let me go back and see if we can take some of this noise out. Body style. But I think y'all get the point. I think y'all get it. Although, this is purely selfish on my part. I'm looking at what I like. It is purely selfish, guys. Although, there are some great options from that perspective when you look at the GT3 RS and what I believe it did for the brand and them running their prices up. Black interior. Oh, this is Neo Slate Gray. Still boring. It's not exciting to me. It's just a light black. And what I think it did to the brand, it sucked. It sucks for them, and who knows what that means for Porsche tomorrow. But it's not going to be great. I can tell you that. Red and brown. See what that look like, guys. That's not exciting to me. Not that brown. Not at all. That's still boring. I like some of those patterns like you see in the in this that where is it? They have some really cool patterns like you'll see in this car. Like they put some really cool interior pieces in there because they want the car to pop, right? Like when you look at the pattern on the seats, look at the patterns on these seats. See, that's exciting. Oops, y'all can't see it. My bad. Let me show y'all this, man, and we can start wrapping it up. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Like the patterns on this seat right here. See this? This is what I'm talking about. They actually put something that looks like something in this car. This is what I would love to see. Something with a little bit more flair. But you can get that, but you're gonna pay for it, right? So when you go and you spec the car out, you're gonna pay for these extra enemies in the car to make it, personalized. But it also drive that price up. So when I tell you me looking for something that exists already, which doesn't bother me as much, it's just again the challenge is finding something. Oh, I love that right there. That's that part, right? Just finding something that It's close to everything that you want. And that's what anything that you're looking for. No matter if it's a Porsche, if it's a Ford, if it's a Dodge, if it's whatever you're looking for, you're going to find something that's going to be pleasing to you, that you're going to enjoy, that fits the bill, especially if you're not in position or you just don't care to buy a new car. I don't care to buy new cars. This is the only thing that made me consider it, especially if I can spec it the way I want to. Or if I can find one that's brand new, that's spec'd out the way I want to, that can allow me to get the discount that I want. Nevertheless, man, you can find that what you want in anything, use, and be satisfied. I found everything I wanted in Zeus used. It took a while, but I found it. Comes with patience. But man, look, man, thank you guys for hanging out. I need to get some grub. I promise, man, I am going to try to finish this website so I can have this. I got to do it so I can at least, if there's something on there, I need to have those things available now. I'm working out the hats so we can put those out there. And new designs on the hats. That's the key. These are good hats. These are not, this, we say it at home, man, in New Orleans. These ain't Rudy Poo hats. These are not Rudy Poo. These are good hats. Really, really good hats, man. These are real, real good hats. Like, sheesh. So when we put these together, man, they're going to be out there and they're going to be available. If you want a good hat, they fit perfectly. Just like my man said, Willie Brown, they do fit perfectly. But look, man, we're going to wrap this up. I need to get some grub so I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. I need to get some rest too. So listen, man, thank you guys for hanging out, man. I appreciate you guys. I apologize for taking so long to get back to the chat. And I forgot to answer this question. Is the stock C706 faster than a normal Hellcat? Yes. It's going to launch. It's lighter. Power to weight. The Vet wins. Vet will get traction and take off and go while that Hellcat will be spinning its tire. Vet all day. Vet for the win. Vet for the win. Vet for the win. But listen, man, you guys have a good one. I appreciate you guys more than you probably would ever know. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for listening to my rambling today. Felt like I had a lot to say. I miss you guys, man. I had so much I wanted to tell y'all. Had so much I wanted to share with you guys, man. But y'all know how we do, man. We don't do the normal around here. Not at all. Why is that? Oh, because we're designed from greatness, guys. Because you were designed for greatness, guys, you have the right, responsibility, and authority to never, ever, ever be average. So, guys, don't be average. Shout out to all my veterans, man. Active duty, reserve, separated, retired, and transitioned. Always remember, man, freedom ain't free. Y'all be good.